Well, hello friends and welcome back to my channel. I'm Renee and it's a little bit of a chit chat today. Oh my goodness. There's been a lot of colds going around. I know so many of you had said to me, "Are you feeling okay? You sound a little raspy." Well, let me tell you something. If I didn't know any better, I would think I had whooping cough. I'm not kidding you. I did go to my doctor. She said it's very rare that adults get it, but some kind of schmutz is going around because so many of my friends at church have it, and they've got this incredible like coughing fits for weeks, and the one has had it for a few months. So I don't know. There's a horrible schmutz going around, and most of us ladies at church got a hold of it. So, and my grandbabies have been sick. My daughter's sick. I think it's just, this time of year too, when you're cooped up and stuff flies around like mad. So, yes, but I feel fine. I've got energy. I don't have any, I thought I had just a cold about, just after Christmas. I thought, oh yeah, now I'm going to get my cold because the kids were all sick at school. And I really think it's whooping cough. I don't know though. I'm not a doctor. Anyway, my doctor told me it's rare that adults get it, but I don't know. I think adults can get it. And I think it's on the rise. Anyway, how have you all been? You have to tell me in the comments. We haven't had a chit chat since before Christmas. I want to know how everybody's Christmas went, all your holidays. I know it's past, coming up on Valentine's Day and the Super Bowl. It's next month, Super Bowl and Valentine's Day. We're going to do a couple videos. I'm going to do videos because my son-in-law loves watching football. He's a football fanatic, okay? And he does a Super Bowl, so I'm going to make them some Super Bowl treats, probably a small charcuterie board, but I'm going to bring you along with me, and we'll do that in a video so that you guys can have a good idea for yours too. And we're also going to do Valentine treats, but it'll be two separate videos. But back to the Super Bowl. There's all kinds of stuff that you can even do for make ahead and just take it out and reheat it the day of your Super Bowl. So you can get it ready for that weeks in advance of it and have just a beautiful spread for all your Super Bowl fans. I'm not a fan of football. I'll cook for them all. But I'm about as bad as my grandfather was. If you give them all a ball, they don't got to fight over it. I'm a party pooper, but I'll cook for it and we'll have a ball. Yeah, I'm not into football. No sports on TV. My mother was a baseball nut. My grandfather liked wrestling, and my son-in-law loves football. Not a fan of any of it. I'd rather cook and feed yous, Don't worry about it. I'll wait on you. I'll cook. I'll make you sangria, foods, whatever you want. Don't make me sit there and watch that football. I know nothing about it. Anyway, we had a beautiful holiday. They're behind us now. It was busy. We've had some nasty weather. This is probably the worst winter we've had in years. Every year it seemed like our winter is getting, that's not proper English. Our winter is getting milder. Not more mild, milder. And I've noticed down south, Georgia got, Florida and Georgia and southern states that have gotten the snow. Isn't that something? We've got enough to share, that's for sure. So we'll send it your way. Anyway, yeah, we got probably a good, they got inches, we got feet. I probably have a good 3 feet of snow out in my yard, I'm going to tell you. And the snowbanks are rather high. It's been brutal cold up here. All of last week, and my pipes usually never freeze in my house, but my kitchen and even my bathtub, the pipes froze, the water froze. So it was well below zero. And it's warmer now. It's like a heat wave out there now. It's all of, 25, 30 degrees outside. But usually the winters have been real easy on us. But we've gotten a lot of snow and a lot of cold this year. So I was always saying at the beginning of winter, it's going to be a piece of cake. It has been for the last few years. But I'm telling you, friends, we got whammied. We got a lot of snow. My chickens have been fine through it because, of course, they're cold weather birds. They're good for up to about 20 below out there. And so through that brutal cold, we didn't lose any chickens. And, I would make them, I've got lots of lentils. I've got lots of beans and rice. And that's the best thing for chickens when it's cold outside is either a big old pan of oatmeal, beans or rice. So I made them lentils and then I mix some rice in with it. Of course, I don't season it because it's just the chickens. But that will help them stay warm. And my husband will take out a big stock pot full of beans, nice warm beans for them. Helps to keep them warm. So they've been fine out there. I've been giving them some fresh greens and stuff too, all my scraps, which I always do. But I also add, what is it? It is not the wild bird seed, but I do that too. I put wild bird seed and the black sunflower seeds. I mix it in with their scratch that they get each day. And that helps to keep them warm. But friends, I cannot wait till my chickens start laying eggs. Have you seen the price of eggs? Here in town, eggs are over $7 a dozen. And it's like, now I know feed has gone up a little bit. And I know why it's over $7 a dozen. Because they put out that new law that now retailers can only sell cage-free eggs. And that's why, all these places have to turn over to, change up to cage-free. So, eggs are going to be pricey. I was going to thin my flock out. I told John, I says, I got like 60 birds out there. I said, we probably should thin them out a little bit. We can do with 4 dozen a day, 4 dozen eggs a day when they're laying, because now I get between 5 and 6. Well, there's a lot of people in my community. And I'm telling you, we're not a rich community. We live paycheck to paycheck, just like most people. And they can't afford $7 eggs. I can't afford $7 eggs. I'm out there singing to my chickens, come on, ladies, when are you going to start laying for me? You freeloading fools. Give me some eggs. Anyway, I told my husband, instead of thinning out the flock, I think we're going to get about 20 to 25 more. Because there's a lot of people who can't afford stuff here. And my feed went up, but just minimal. I probably wouldn't even have to raise my eggs, but maybe 50 cents. I was selling them for $3. I probably will sell them after I figure it out, they won't be any more than $4 a dozen because people just can't afford that. There's no way. And I want to make sure, and most people that are right around me too will give my chickens their scraps and, they love my chickens and they don't bother nobody because they love their eggs. But this way people in town can afford them. Dollar General's eggs are $7.15 a dozen, I want to say. And same with my local butcher. They're all up there. I think they're competing, But I think that's crazy. Meijer, you can get eggs at Meijer for, I think they're $4.99 a dozen. Before that law went into effect, they were $3.99 a dozen. Now they're $4. Anyway, anybody that lives around me, some of them will get their eggs free because that's just how it is. And others will just pay, a little bit more than what they were before, but nowhere near $7 a dozen. They probably won't go over $4. I see everybody liked the TV dinners. They are fantastic. And so many people have asked me, do you sell them in your market stand? Absolutely not. I have to run under the Cottage Law, friends. And my market stand is textbook perfect to the Cottage Law, right down to the labeling. Under the Cottage Law in Michigan, It's very simple to tell you what you can't sell than to tell you what you can. You cannot sell anything that is time or temperature sensitive. That includes meats and jerkies and all that stuff. You can't sell any meat products whatsoever. I know I can sell my eggs. I can sell my eggs all day long and not be licensed. In order to get a license, I have to have 3,000 or more hens. Well, I got 60 of them out there. I can sell my eggs just fine. They recommend that you wash your eggs before you sell them. Well, of course, who wants dirty eggs? You know, I don't. Anyway, so that's what I do. I wash them. They come in from the coop, whether they're clean, whether they got a little bit of schmutz on them. I wash them with soap and water, dry them off, put them in the cartons, and put them out there. Always clean. So I can't wait till they start laying. And I don't force them to lay. I know there's stuff you can give your chickens to make them lay through the winter. I don't do that. I give them their break. You know, they're molting. They need their energy to get their feathers back, to stay warm in this brutal cold. Doesn't matter. Even if they were laying eggs, they'd be frozen solid out there. I hope you got your coffee. I'm drinking a mocha. And I want to say something else too. My channel's really, I don't want to say exploded, but I have gotten a lot of new subscribers. And I want to give you all a warm welcome to my channel. We have a ball here at Little Village Homestead. And I'm glad you're here. So thank you for supporting my channel in that fashion. We do lots of fun stuff. Lots of cooking. We're going to do, oh no, I do know, where was I going with this? I go off on a tangent all the time. I got so much to tell you, I'm sorry. We got to back up a little bit to the TV dinners. Many of you asked me if I sell them. I already explained that to you. No, I don't. I give them away. Listen, there's a lot of people in this community that, and some people I just say, hey, you want to be a guinea pig? I made this. You want to try this? It's in a TV dinner. My one friend, she's like, absolutely. I say, all right, Tom, you got room in your freezer? And my one friend said, I'll throw food out of my freezer to put yours in there. Oh, we have so much fun. But yes, some go to my daughter, some go in my freezer, and some go to others in the community. So I've done 2 runs of TV dinners, individual meals, whatever you want to call them. And one person said, well, I don't like that. Those are unhealthy. Please enlighten me. What is unhealthy about homemade? What's unhealthy about it? I just left it up there. I was hoping somebody would answer it. Anyway, I have to do some more. We've got a sweet gal in our community who has had some major surgery. So she's laid up, and who wants to cook and work over the stove and do dishes and all that when you're laid up? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make her some easy to reheat, already cooked TV dinners. I'm going to make her some more, or not more, I haven't made her any yet, but we're going to make her some individual meals. And I'm not sure, I know I've had people on there say, oh gosh, a few of you have asked me if we could do something with beef and pork, because I'm always working with chicken. I'm sorry, friends. I will do beef and pork, but my family loves chicken, and so does everybody I know. And that's always requested. But yes, we're going to do some, we'll do some stuff with beef and pork. And not burger. I'm talking like, I want to do some beautiful beef tips. And I think beef tips and gravy would be a beautiful thing to put in a TV dinner. And, it's not going to be, it might not even go in the freezer. Because if I send them to her a week at a time, she can just leave them in the fridge and they'll be fine. So the noodles, I could cook them till they're completely cooked. Every time I get on here, my daughter's sick. Okay. My whole family is, my daughter is not, she's sick. I don't know what she's got. Nene had it. I think they brought something home from school. Anyway, I can cook those noodles all the way instead of cooking them al dente for the fridge or for the freezer, and I think they'll be fine. I also want to do some like pork chops and rice, like no pig pork chops or something like that. That would be good. But we'll do, and maybe I could even do some barbecue pork. That would be good too. We'll figure something out. I'm going to talk to my friend and find out the things she likes, because the last thing you want to do is send somebody a beautiful dinner or meals with stuff they don't like or don't eat. So that's what we'll do. So you'll see more of them. Anyway, it's a good idea. When there's just a couple of you and you work long hours or whatever, you can make some of those up. And I'll tell you what, you can set up yourself for the whole week for easy homemade meals instead of eating out. I've got a friend who always eats on the run, and it's like, that's so bad. It wastes so much money, you know. So you take one day and a few hours out of that day and make something, and, you know, you can put it together and have yourself all ready for the week. That's what I like to do. But I like to cook. Friends, I cook every day. You only see videos of certain things that I cook. I cook every single day. You see my mixer's out. I baked cookies yesterday for my market stand. I'll show you. They're beautiful. Yeah, I can't show you. Mr. Wayna already took them out there. But I made jumbo chocolate chip cookies. The best ever chocolate chip cookies, I'm telling you. I don't know if I have a video on them. But one of these days, we'll make them again. But I need to make some peanut butter cookies, and I've got several videos of peanut butter cookies on there. I make some of them, I make smaller, and I do a peanut butter frosting for in between them, and then I just make a sandwich cookie. They're really good. I made some and put them out there to see how they do. They were gone in 2 days, so I got vultures out there that love that market stand, you know. And they love all the yummies and the goodies, and I sell cold pop out there. So, you know, people stop by there every day. They're waiting for the eggs is what they're waiting for too. I do have to do some more baking for the market stand, and I'll bring you along in a video. I know I do have videos of various things that I make for out there, but you know, it's a good time to show it to you again. Doesn't hurt. And I'm so excited this year. It is the end of January, and I am dying for spring, friends. And in September, I was excited and happy for winter to come, because that's your break. That's the time you can take a breath, you know. But I am so cooped up in this house, I am dying for spring. Well, my son, I've got a greenhouse. You all know that. It's a beautiful 10 by 20 greenhouse. And my son gave me his old, and it still works beautifully, his old pellet stove. And I told my husband, I said, you know what, if you can put that pellet stove in the greenhouse for me, because it's a very small one, I said, I can start my stuff in February. Yes, that would be wonderful. And then, because I do like to sell some of my plants, I put my plants out front by my market stand, and this time I could have some really full, beautiful, ready to transplant, gorgeous plants out there for sale. I'm so excited. My husband's also good, so we're going to see how that works. Because if it heats it out there and it stays nice, I'll be out there for days, you know, putzing through there and planting. I love it. I love my greenhouse. I love planting stuff and gardening as much as I love cooking. I've got a mocha. This stuff is wonderful. You know, in the summer I showed you how I do the iced mocha. Well, this is a hot mocha. This is wonderful. You see, you make it the same way, except you don't have the ice, and you heat and froth your milk. And I don't have a frother. I just put it in a jar and shake the tar out of it, and it gets all frothy. Peaches is doing good. She's getting big, friends. She weighs almost 60 pounds now. And the vet told us she'd be about 80 pounds by spring. Well, she's going to be close to it because she's gaining. She gains a bunch of weight and then she sprouts out. So she's getting bigger. I don't know if you can be able to see her. Peaches, come on, baby. Come here. Come here. Can you sit down? Come here. Come here. Sit. Good girl. Can you see her? She's getting so big. Come here. Sit down. Can you speak to me? Can you sit? Sit. Speak. Come on. Let's hear it. Speak. Yeah, speak. Good girl. You seen her. I'll have to give her a treat now. I'll give her one in a minute. She does so good. She's so smart. Let me show you. Let me show you. She's sitting down pretty for the camera. Watch. Oh, she can lay down. Can you speak? Can you speak to me? Come on, speak to me. Hey. Speak. You're whispering. Hey. You're whispering. Good girl. You're so good. You're such a good girl. Keep your arms down. Oh, you're such a pretty girl. Yes. She's getting so big. She's beautiful, friends. I've never been much of a dog person, but I'm telling you what, I just love her. She is so good. And we didn't rescue her, but I'll tell you, I think they bred these dogs for fighting because they bred them with shepherd and dingo. And she's not aggressive at all. She's just a big sweetheart. But boy, if somebody comes walking down the street, she's just a barking. You know, she's letting them know that this is her house and they better watch their step. But she's never bitten anybody. You know, somebody comes into the house, she doesn't bark. She'll lick them to death, you know, and she'll jump. And I'm trying to get her, she's doing a lot better with that because nobody wants a dog on the top of their head, you know. That's just obnoxious when you go into somebody's house and their dogs are jumping all over you and they're saying, oh, don't you love them? You love your dog. I don't. I love my dog. You don't. So my dog doesn't need to be on top of your head, you know. So she's laying down behind me. But she's doing good. And Jewel is fat as can be. I'm telling you, since I got her, Jewel was rather not thin. I don't want to say thin because she's fed well. But since I got these two together, they're like in a race to see who can eat the most. So if you put something down, they gobble their share down and then they want to get the other, you know. So, and you could put a hunk of lettuce down there and they'd eat it. You know, where before she would turn her nose up to something if she didn't like it. Now she'll eat anything you put in front of her because she's scared the dog's going to eat it. And the dog will eat it. They're a hoot together, I'm telling you. And that mocha's divine. So I've been rattling your ears off. I am so glad. Friends, my channel is, I think I'm 500 people away from 80,000 subscribers. I'm just like beside myself. And I know there are channels out there that are way bigger than me, that have so many more views. But you know what? I'm me. And I'm just amazed that people actually, I am grateful and thankful to the good Lord above that I have got, what I've got to share is well, what would you say? Well received. I'm telling you, I'm just beside myself with enjoyment. And if you like my channel, just share my channel so others can see it. And I love teaching, you know, people how to cook and how to save money and how to make a meal out of pretty near nothing, you know, because that's how I was in my younger adult life. That's what it was. I was so poor, I didn't have 2 nickels to rub together, you know. And now I'm not rich, but let me tell you what, friends, I'm food rich and nobody around me goes hungry. Not a soul. When we have, oh, look what I did. When we have our pizza oven going in the summertime, I'll tell you what, we fire that up and everybody comes running. And some people will donate, to we'll donate whatever, flour or some money or whatever. But you know what? There's so many that don't have it. They just come and eat and then just enjoy yourself. They'll ask me, what do I got to bring? I'll tell them nothing but your appetite. Just come and eat. Because we've got so many people that will donate stuff and come and help us, and it makes it possible for us to do it. Because I had one gal that she wasn't the friendliest thing. We'll just say that, okay? And she said, well, you must spend a fortune feeding other people. And I said, no, not really, but it gives me a lot of joy. That's what I told her. It just gives me a lot of joy. And we know almost everybody in this village. There's only about 450 people in the village. Oh my goodness, speaking of which, let me tell you. Yesterday, Tracy called me. You all been asking where Tracy is. Tracy's gallivanting from one daughter's to the next. Her daughter moved back from another state, and she's so anxious that she's back. I think she's been over there most of the winter. Anyway, Tracy is doing wonderful. But Tracy's been gone from her house here, I want to say for a few weeks anyway. Somebody stole her buggy. You've never seen, I don't think you've ever seen her little buggy. You might have caught a glimpse of it in one of my videos. But she's got a souped up golf cart. It's got big tires on it. Excuse me. Somebody took it. Well, she called me up and she said, did you see, somebody stole my golf cart. She said, that's my only vehicle. And I said, who in the hell would steal your golf cart? Everybody knows everybody in town. And John said, well, it was there yesterday. And she says, well, somebody took it in the middle of the night. They dug it out of the snow and stole her golf cart. Can you believe that? In such a little village. In this village, you can almost leave your keys and your purse and everything in your car because just nobody bothers you. Not advised to do that, but, you're pretty safe. Anyway, they found her golf cart almost to Bear Lake, which is about 9 miles away from us. Somebody had it stuck down in the ditch, and that's where it sat. So my ex-son-in-law, that my granddaughter's dad, has a towing company. And of course, we all know each other very well because it's just a small village. They seen it, and they picked it up and brought it back home for her. I said it had to be kids, Who's going to do that? What adult's going to do that? I said, besides that, if an adult stole your golf cart, I said, it'd be sitting in somebody's garage being repainted, revamped up because they're going to sell it. Or it's downstate somewhere. But I said, that was kids. I said, give it a week. Those kids will be running their mouth and they'll tell on themselves. They'll tell somebody. I said, and then you can talk to their parents. But she's glad she got it back. And then the other neighbor said, I'm opening my garage. I'm going to go get your buggy, and I'm going to drive it over and put it in my garage so it's safe for you. That's how this village is. We're all very close. I mean, there's always a bad apple somewhere, but even at that, I get along with pretty much everybody in this village. There's a few people that I really don't get along with. And it's not because of me. It's just because they don't get along with anybody, They don't like anybody, period. So those are the people you just, you put something on their porch and run. And half the time you really don't want to do that because they probably, they're so cantankerous, they'll kick it off their porch into the yard and somebody else could use that. So there are a few people in our village that, are not the sweetest. But I'm glad she got her bug. We call it her buggy. It's a Cub Cadet, but I'm glad she got it back. And I told her, I said, give it a week. Those kids won't be able to contain themselves. They'll tell on themselves somehow. You know. And you make them mow your grass, and you make them work that off. Work them like dogs. They'll learn the lesson. Anyway, I got a lot of stuff to do. The next video I'm gonna do, which will be this afternoon, I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna do old school hamburger gravy. Oh, that stuff is wonderful. When I was in school, moons ago, I went to a small school. I lived about 10 miles away from here, and we had another small village, another very small school. And we had farmers all around us. And I'm telling you, friends, at least once a year, 1 or 2 or 3 of those farmers would donate a cow, and it would be all ground up into burger. They would donate, all the hamburger to the school. And everything was homemade back then. They didn't have all the processed stuff, Everything was homemade, right down to the pizzas, the rolls, everything. Well, they would make us this hamburger gravy that was to die for. And when they had that on the menu, they would have people coming from all over town, adults, to eat that hamburger gravy because it was fabulous. Well, I never did get that recipe, how I would love to have it, but I do have a recipe that is very close to it. Those ladies at our school could cook like nobody's business. But we're going to make some old school hamburger gravy because it does freeze well. And we're also going to do some sausage gravy because I want sausage gravy in the freezer for sausage gravy and biscuits. Plus, I want to use some of that. I know I promised you I wouldn't do hamburger gravy for the TV dinners, but a couple of them I'll fling together off camera so that she can have some hamburger gravy and mashed potatoes. And she'll love that. But I'm going to do some breakfast meals for her too. That's why I want the sausage gravy. So we're just going to do hamburger gravy, sausage gravy, and we're going to do some homemade biscuits that you can freeze, baked or unbaked. Just a simple, easy video. But I'm going to tell you what, if you try that hamburger gravy, your family will love it, especially if you love burger. Anyway, I'm going to go because I've got a lot of stuff to do. I've yacked your ear off. I thank each and every one of you for supporting my channel. You have no idea how you have helped me to help others. By supporting my channel, it helps me so that I can continue my little goal in life to help others. And spread my knowledge and spread my little tips and tricks and just spread joy. So thank you so much, friends. You have no idea what it means to me and the people that I get to help. You all have a wonderful day. I'll see you in the next video, friends. And as always, thanks for watching.